This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Howdy everybody, and welcome to the NRE Power Systems Cup Series, Round 3 of the playoffs here at Chicagoland Speedway. I'm Austin Knight. I'm joined by Tyler Vickery. Tyler, after a wonderful first two rounds, only 10 drivers remain in the playoffs. What are you looking forward to in these upcoming two races as we decide our championship four?
Redemption for a few, I can definitely say that. There's a few drivers in here that made it by the skin of their teeth, or the grit of their teeth, I guess you could say. And some of the drivers that ended up missing the cut, they're going to look for redemption.
Yeah, the 10 drivers that remain are Greg Whelan, Nicholas Sacco, Chad Coleman, Rhett Tucker, Gabriel Elson, Richard Beasley, Derek Mullins, Robert Richards, Mark Truxell, and Clinton Castleberry. Now, looking at these 10, there's a few names that you go, what? He made it in? And
Yeah.
You're probably figuring out, it's like, wait, this guy that was so consistent all season is not in. And that's the brutality of the NRA Power Systems Cup Series playoff structure, where it's 2 races, not the 4 like in real life. It's just 2. There's much condensed, 2 races, and only 2 drivers can have it locked in. Greg Will and Nicholas Sacco, they locked him in. And 2 drivers can lock themselves into the championship 4. And then it's the fight for 3rd and 4th, which is going to be very close between these few drivers. And I got to let you know, trying to pick out 4 of these drivers in here is going to be very hard. I know the top 6 at least. I gotta be like, there are 8 drivers in here that I can be like, they have a chance to be winning this championship, and this is gonna be a very tight race for the final 4.
Oh, without a doubt. And I mean, just looking through this list that we have, I mean, just 3rd place alone with the updated with the bonus points added in, because you got bonus points added in. Greg Whelan, Nicholas Sacco right now would be sitting at the top right now, 1st and 2nd with 2,031 points and 2,028 points. I'm gonna look at it though as those guys are the ones in, but they have Whelan's got 31 points, Sacco's got 28 bonus points. 3rd place, 1 point behind is Chad Coleman with 27. 2 points behind him is Rhett Tucker for the last spot currently. But this could all change, because then you have Ellison at 23 points, and then you got an 8-point gap to Beasley, Mullins, Robert Richards, who's only got 8 points, Truxell, and then you have Clinton Castleberry. I'm still shocked to this day that he squeaked in, and I feel bad for Clinton's need. And look out for Clinton's need, because when I said earlier about redemptions, he's gonna bring it.
Yeah, bringing it indeed. As somebody who did not make it into the cut, Brady LaBeouf, he is not in the cut right there as he's going around the qualifying right here. Comes across the line. LaBeouf currently sitting in 12th. He's going to jump all the way up to 5th place. Chad Coleman, one of our playoff contenders. See that with a massive yellow spoiler right there. Thank you for identifying yourself out on track to 38. Chad Coleman currently sitting in 4th. He improves up to 2nd place behind Justin Michael.
And his Sector 2 time was a much quicker the first go around. So another big improvement there for Coleman is now we're watching Nathan Rauge. I'm hoping I said that right.
Rogie.
Okay, Rogie. I will get this right one of these days, I swear.
Both of us will. Rogi's first lap puts him in 11th. Greg Wellen, championship, playoff leader right now, sits in 14th after his
Ooh.
first lap.
I'm looking at sector times, just seeing how things are going. Really slow sector time. He had a 15.4. That's some of the slowest. Oh, never mind. As he goes purple in sector 1, Greg Willen does with a 15 flat in sector 1.
Oof. Rogi's time did not improve.
Ooh, that's a struggle. And here
Actually,
comes
no,
Wellen
it
to
just
the
barely
line.
did. Wellen goes pole.
Called it.
Great call,
15
great
flat-
call.
50. I mean, here's the crazy thing. When you look at the seconds, Greg Wellen just ran a 30.030. On the sector times, he ran his sector 1. He went purple with a 15.01.
He got pole by 7,000ths of a second ahead of Michael.
Oh gosh, yeah. And then, but I mean, just the sector times, both the first half of the track and the second half of the track, dead even. It was only 100th of a second difference. Sector 1 was a 15.01. Sector 2, from the backstretch to the line, 15.02. Now that is consistency.
Ellison jumps up into 3rd place. Had to bring up our ticker to show you the gap in qualifying, but Navarro jumped up into 3rd place. Ellison jumped up into 7th place. We have 3 drivers that have not put on a qualifying lap with just a minute to go. Jake Little, Derek Mullins, and Mark Truxell. And Mullins and Truxell are 2 playoff drivers. So we got 23 cars gridding up here today. And Richard Beasley, who's currently sitting in 6th place, 4th of the overall playoff drivers, he's got a little bit of pressure because his wife is watching him race here today. So, good luck, Richard, and go make your wife happy.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want her mad if you don't make it to the final 4. I gotta be funny. Sorry, Richard. I had to be funny with you.
I get a little. Don't worry, I get a little bit superstitious when my family's watching me race.
Oh, trust me, my when I get the chance to race New Smyrna Speedway, and also to a lot of you people that don't know, it is official now. I am going to be racing New Smyrna Speedway in the Bomber A division, which is a 4-cylinder, all completely stock motor. And so I'll be running in that for the 2021 season for New Smyrna Speedway. So I know my first race is going to be January 2nd, I believe. So I know my girlfriend will pick fun with me when I'm racing that one. So yeah, could be
all right.
It could be fun.
Well, congrats on you, and as we say congrats to you, we're going to also have to say congrats to our butt kicker, pole position winner of Greg Wellen. Congrats to the Hunter Pence driver. He wins our butt kicker pole by 7,000ths of a second. Greg Wellen starts out on pole as he's going to lead us through our grid here today. And these are all of our playoffs drivers. We're going to get it overall. So there we go. Greg Wellen starts up on pole, followed by Justin Michael, Andrew Navarro, Chad Coleman, Rhett Tucker, Richard Beasley, Gabriel Ellison, Taylor Peacock, Brady LaBeouf, Ryan Kendall, Curtis Critchley, Clinton Sneed right behind him in 12th place. They're followed by Chad Ox9, Clinton Castleberry, Nick Flasacco, Derek Fulton, Robert Richards, Bob Williams, Eric Zimmerman, Nathan Rogie, Derek Mullins. I swear I said that twice. Mark Truxell and Jake Little at the back of this 23-car grid. Well, our drivers are here, and it's gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild indeed. And this is gonna be some pack racing at the start too, because Chicagoland's with this package is known for some pack racing, but if the drivers start running clean, get some good laps in, we've got 180 laps. Stages are, and I believe I had the stages up.
40,
stages are going to be 40.
100.
Yep. So 2 short stages, and then the third stage is going to be where it's the big difference. So we might see a lot of pack racing at the first and second stage, but when the long run hits, who knows what to expect.
As we look at our pole sitter, Greg Wellen leading out the field. Gabriel Ellison, one of our playoff drivers, is going to be starting for the pit lane. And
Ooh.
to help some of y'all seeing who is where, we're going to bring up the track map. All the little dots in yellow are a playoff driver, so you can see where they are throughout the field compared to the rest of them. And that's another way that we can highlight those drivers here on Racecraft TV. And also we're showing our top 10 drivers in our timing tower. And that will switch over from the 11th through 20th to 21 to 23 because of those drivers. But I feel like it was just going to be showing the top 20 throughout most of this day, as those are the drivers really going for it. As the Hunter Pence car leads them to the start-finish line. Through turn 4 they go. That iRacing Mustang pace car is going to go down the hill. And here we go. It's green flag racing in the NRE Power Systems Cup Series. Round 3 is underway.
And that did not take long for the drivers to take that low apron. And we're three wide for second place.
And Rhett Tucker found a hole immediately. He jumps up into 3rd place as Justin Michael, who started on the outside, has dropped down to 5th place immediately. And now going for the lead, Adrian Navarro, Greg Welling going side by side. Navarro holds down low. Welling cuts off the nose. Tucker around the outside. Tucker jumps up into 2nd place.
I think some of these drivers, especially Justin Michaels, who's fallen back, I think he's going to try to play the long game here. He knows it's 40 laps, so these tires do go by pretty quick. Usually these tires, if you try to run full speed flat out, they last about 10 laps, and then they just fall off a cliff big time. So I think he's trying to play it safe right now and trying to save a little bit of tire at the start of this race.
Look at a few of these drivers right now throughout the grid. It's a very packed field behind our leaders as they're kind of running away. But the battle from 3rd and behind is very packed full, as those top 10 positions are the positions that will be scoring points. I see Nicholas Sacco in there. He's in that 10th spot, and he's got cars all around him.
Yeah, Nicholas Sacco had a good start.
Oh, Sacco.
My goodness.
Ooh, got very loose on the apron right there.
Yeah, the apron, especially in the corners, are not so friendly here.
No, they aren't at all. And, is that diving down low? That's the 51 of Curtis Critchley. 3 wide through the tri-oval.
Curtis Critchley just sending it, able to gain 2 spots there and able to hang on to it as well. Now he's going to try to get his eyes on Richard Beasley, who's further back behind him. There goes Chad Oxidine as well on the outside. It looks like even 3 wide. Taylor Peacock was trying to just make a decision there, and he backed off last second, trying not to try to go around Brady LaBeouf. Oh, boy.
LaBeouf is a bit all over the track. He was kicked out of the playoffs after last round, was cut from them. I shouldn't say kicked out. He didn't do anything wrong. It's just didn't have the best races, and now LaBeouf's fallen down to 11th, and he's stuck on that outside line, which is sometimes faster, sometimes slower. But I must say what is really fast here, being on your own, Wellen and Tucker have pretty much created a big gap for the rest of the grid.
Yeah, already about a 7/10 of a second gap to Justin Michael, which Justin Michael's been starting to run back as well. So him doing the tire save at the start of the run looks like starting to help now as we're working lap 6. So we're getting to that point where some of these tires should be starting to fall off, and we're already seeing lap times going up into the mid 30.2, 30.5s, and it's going to start climbing very shortly as we hit lap 10.
Look at the money man Taylor Peacock working on Brady LaBeouf. And behind them is Robert Richards, who I would say was the biggest shock of the playoff drivers making it in there.
Yeah, I was shocked that he was able to make it in, but I mean, consistency. that was the one thing with Robert Richards. He's had a lot of consistency, but
Consistency is showing up to the races and never giving up. We saw
Yeah.
the chaos at Bristol, what went down and
Yeah.
who was involved in these incidents, and it
that was
it helped him so much. Derek Mullins was fighting so hard to get in there, and he wasn't able to get in there. But Robert Richards, Derek Mullins is in the playoffs.
Yeah, Mullins made it. It was
As well as
the,
Richards.
Chad Oxidine. It was Oxidine who was also pushing hard, and Oxidine just had the worst luck of missing out by only a few points, I believe, too.
Hey, remember Justin Michael? He's caught the leaders.
Tire safe. I mean, Tire safe here at Chicagoland is key. You can be very aggressive on the tires at the start if you want to, but for the way this tire model is built, it'll bite you real quick if you try to be super aggressive. That's why, like, on shorter runs, you'll see everyone just going super aggressive, but like in a small little sprint race like this, where you have a little bit longer, well, not really a sprint race, but if you get a little bit longer than 30 laps roughly, then you'll see differences like this. As I mean, he is closing in quick, and he's running consistent times, even quicker than Tucker and Wellen currently.
Yeah, he's definitely closing in. Justin Michael, a car to be feared, and I'll just show you on how close he's been coming up. Let's bring up our lap time history between Tucker and Michael, and you can see that he's constantly closing in times. A 10th lap, lap 9 to 10, not as much, but he doesn't need to because he's already with him right there.
And I think what he's doing now, seeing that he literally, his last lap time was only 3/300ths of a second quicker than Tucker and 6/100ths of a second quicker than Wellen. As they cross the line now,
800ths.
10th of its, yeah. I think what Michaels is doing now is fuel saving, because if you can fuel save early in a run like this, you can take some really good advantages, and that's the other whole ball game there, is especially for the long run. Figure out what these tires can do right now, and then who knows, you can set yourself up for later on. Oh, he looked like he was gonna make a decision there, but as you can see, he's playing very conservative right now, and I think he's looking at the big picture of the whole race in general, not just the stage points.
Yeah. Justin Michael in that Toyota Camry, sitting behind the Ford and the Chevy. Who's going to be the best maker of this generation of car as we close down the end of the year? And oh, Michael almost gets up into the wall. Tucker goes down low to the tribal. Wellen stays high. Rhett Tucker goes for the lead. And Michael is there going almost 3 wide, forcing it a 3 wide. And he's going to go down low. And Wellen is going to stay up. And Eric Zimmerman has entered the pit lane.
Oh, Zimmerman's got some right front damage as well. Heavy right front damage, actually. He's already slow. Oh my goodness, that's a black flag. That's definitely speeding in the pits. But
Yeah.
I wonder how he got that damage though, because it's just enough. It looks like on that right front. Looks like he slapped the wall pretty hard.
Oh, there
yeah.
he is.
Zimmerman just having a rough night already. He's still very new to these cars, and he's just got to get, man, boy, the lockup there he had, whew, that could have ended disastrous for him just getting into the pits.
And Justin Michaels, we go back live, has entered the lead of this race.
And he just ran a quick time.
Look at that. Found the inside line. Clean
and
and simple.
Yep.
He won.
The other thing too, look who else is closing in on the Tucker and Wellen.
Andrew Navarro.
And we know how Navarro is. He's one of those guys who can be very consistent and clean when he needs to be, and he's very good at playing the strategy game and playing with the tires, trying to save. He's really been very decent all season long with it too, and he's showcasing it right there as he's slowly but surely closing in on Greg Wellen and Rhett Tucker.
And Rhett Tucker is on the gearbox as Greg Wellen has actually fallen away from these two up here. I feel like the more dirty air that you pull off, the more that your tires are going to go to the work for. And I know that these cars, as they travel at such high speeds, will be throwing up a lot of dirty air as they travel around 170 up to 190 miles an hour, especially in the draft on that back straight.
And clean air is gonna. And one other thing with this track, clean air is king. Trying to just being able to stay in the draft though is another tactic that you have to have for this speedway, but it's the dirty air is what really hurts you. That's where you get some big aero push, like we saw earlier with Justin Michaels, almost getting into the wall coming out of 4.
Oh no,
and,
Zimmerman!
Oh my! And that's another big moment. And with not having any fast repairs left, that car might be done. Oh boy! Oh boy!
He's going back into. I think this is him trying to go serve that penalty, and he's hit the wall.
Yikes!
And Bob Woolens is behind him. He's going to be entering the pit lane. Don't see what's happened.
Actually, he might have had some.
Oh
like
yeah! Look at that right front.
Rear.
Look at the right front.
Well, right rear as well.
Oh yeah, those two cars are very, very.
Oh, yeah, they're hurt. Yeah, those two cars are hurt.
Go back live. Rhett Tucker now has the lead as we go halfway through stage 1. This time by Tucker, Michael.
And Tucker's looking at trying to play knows the stage points. He needs stage points right now. Hence why Tucker is starting to push again. Remember at the start of the broadcast, we said Tucker right now has got a 25-point bonus right now coming into the start of this round, and he's currently 2 points ahead where he needs to be at, because he is the bubble man currently for the Champ 4, and he needs to get as much points as he can so that he can give himself. Oh my goodness, Chad Oxidine
got very loose.
That was scary.
What happened again? Coming down, Castleberry. Almost got into Oxidine right there.
I think Castleberry may have scraped the wall there. I gotta see that one again. My goodness.
Well, Oxidine is going very slow because look at that. He does have nose damage. Look at that front right. There was contact.
Yeah, there was contact, and I believe Clinton Castleberry may have some contact too. Because I mean,
no,
boy.
Car's clean.
Oh, he got very lucky then. Because that looked like he went and bounced off the wall.
Wow. Action packed here. So, we're looking at the number 10 of Richard Beasley. He's got some fans for him. Sitting in 7th place. That's some nice stage points up for grabs for him right now. Yeah, trying to catch up that top 6.
Yep, and Beasley's got to know stage points are going to be critical for him making the Champ 4. With Beasley being down in 6th right now with his bonus points, already knowing he is 10 points behind Tucker, stage points are going to be key for any of the drivers, 6th place all the way down to last. Those
unless you win the race.
Are going to be key.
Remember, you win the race, you're locked in. It doesn't matter where you finish. You could.
Well, that too, but
it doesn't matter where you finish in the rest of the races or in the stage.
Yeah,
heck, you finish the stage backwards and you'd still be good.
Yeah, that too.
Don't do that,
but I'm just, but I mean, just like realistic standpoint, if you know you're not able to be up there to fight for a win, you've got to fix the strategy to where you can give yourself the best opportunity for stage points.
Look at this ride, Kendall Castleberry. Going side side, Kendall down to the inside. He gets to move on Castleberry, and here comes Derek Fulton down low.
Yeah, and Kendall is able to play it safe, and here goes Fulton making it clean on the inside lane, and Castleberry now falls down 2 spots.
And he's out of the points now.
Yeah, and that doesn't help Castleberry, especially only having 3 points this entire this entire playoffs. Only 3 bonus points total. That's not a much. Oh
Tucker
my
got
goodness.
very loose. See, went from the top of the track, got a big wiggle right there. Dropped back down, no damage on his car, but it got very sketchy right there. And now him and Greg Wellen going side by side. Justin Michael was the car behind him. He at the very top of the track, no damage, but you can see Tucker and Wellen side by side heading into 3 and 4. Tucker down low, Wellen up high. Tucker keeping the car down low, and into the lead he goes.
Yeah, Tucker's knowing he needs to get in front of Wellen, or even just win the, or like you said earlier, win the race. But with these two fighting it out, man, they're just fighting for stage points right now, trying to get whatever stage points they can lock up.
We look at our track map. All the dots in yellow are playoff drivers, and you can see a lot of them are up at the front of this grid. And those are our main contenders. Tucker, Wellen, Coleman, Sacco, Beasley, all scoring points in stage number 1 for finish right there. Castleberry in 11th is currently sitting on the outside of the points. This is a wild race we got up front.
Yeah, it's a wild race, and boy, it's gotten even more intense now as we've got a few other cars catching up. Chad Coleman, Nicholas Sasko's now in the mix, and Andrew Navarro. But Sacco's been up 10 spots since the start of the race start, qualified 15th, so Sacco's making a big run right now, trying to catch up to these guys up in the front.
Every one of these drivers, except for Navarro and Michael, are in the playoffs.
This is going to get interesting.
Yeah, Navarro's at the end of this grid, with everybody else all for the playoffs. And just Navarro and Michael are not in the playoff round, but we now have a 6-car fight for the lead.
6-car fight for the lead, and this could get interesting as Navarro's right on the back bumper of Nicholas Sacco, and boy, it's gonna get Wellens now. Looks like he's really struggling on pace, and around goes the 38 of Coleman, and here comes Sacco right behind Chad Coleman there, trying to get the best run they can, and Wellen is falling back hugely right now.
That bottom line can chew up your tires, and so can that top line. It's a very give-take situation, as that top line very slow but very consistent. That bottom line, you gotta oomph it a little bit, and on this hot track, it's not gonna be the most payoffing way to keep doing that. As now Tucker's fallen off, as Michael jumps down low. Michael gets the lead, but now here comes Tucker on the switchback.
And with only 8 laps getting ready to come to 8 to go this time by. Right now, 31 completed. Ooh, 32. We're going to be coming up to complete 32 this time by. Only 8 laps left in the stage, and things are going to get interesting.
Who's going to win this one across the line? It's going to be Tucker by a nose. But now Chad Coleman has joined the fray up at the front. Coleman favoring that bottom line. Looking to put on a little bit of a block on Michael. See if he comes down middle of the track off this exit. Looks for it. There they go. All to the bottom. Almost into the grass right there. Almost doing the lawn man's job. Is look at how tight this group is. And Michael is stuck on that outside line now.
Michael's stuck on the outside line. Not much he can do there. Trying to see what he can do, but Rhett Tucker just holding that middle lane, not going all the way down to the low line. Now he gets down to the low line, trying to apex that corner, get the run, and gets the block there for Michaels.
That's close. That's close. That's close. By Michael. Michael goes way up the track. He's making his car way too wide right there. And there he goes.
Oh my.
Michael's move around the outside does not work. And there is Coleman to take second place.
And Coleman's going to take second. Wellen's going to be a little courteous here. As Coleman gets a little loose.
Yeah, Coleman checked up a lot right there. Wellen had to check up, and we almost had our first caution of the day. But it's not going to come around. If there's a caution next time by, is the 87 of Justin Michael. Woo! Big hairy exit right there as he almost got up into the wall. There's a caution out. It ends the stage.
Yep. Caution comes out now. Stage will end. So right now, having a really good battle here is Navarro looking on the inside, trying to get that run. And not able to get that run on the inside, but he's going to take it down to the apron, all the way down the yellow line, trying to get the best run out of the start-finish line. And just barely clears Michaels for the time being, as Justin Michaels not able to get a run. Oh my goodness.
Nicholas Sacco holding down that inside line. Dark horse in this situation. And he's got Michael right there. Sacco sits in 5th. Next target, Navarro. But Sacco, he's making up some pretty consistently points. But Rhett Tucker leads out the race and pulling out a gap.
Pulling out a gap, and right now, Navarro's trying to get a run on Coleman. As there goes Sacco getting that run on Wellen actually now, and Wellen's going to fall back a spot. Here comes Justin Michaels now on the inside trying to get that run, but Wellen's going to cover it off pretty quick.
Greg Wellen, not the best exit out of there. Rhett Tucker holding that lead. Sacco behind Navarro sits in 4th place, up 11 spots already. And it's almost green and white checkered flag moments here.
Tucker with a 4/10 of a second gap. Meanwhile, battle for second is still on, and for third is Nicholas Sacco on the inside line there, as we got the green-white checkered for stage 1. Here goes Greg Wellen sending it a little bit on the inside, trying to get that run on Navarro side by side coming out of 2.
Wellen needs those points.
Wellen needs those points, and it's not working as Navarro gets a better run. Heading into 3 now, and Wellen sends it.
That's a full
Absolute
send. Navarro expected it, and he's like, I'm not in the playoffs, so you can have this. But taking the stage 1 victory, Rhett Tucker.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Tucker takes stage 1, and here is your point scores for stage 1 here in Chicago. Tucker, Coleman, Sacco, Wellen, Navarro, Michael, Beasley, Critchley, Kendall, and Fulton. Caution is out here at Chicagoland here in the NRA Cup Series. Round 3 of the playoffs, first round of the round of 10. You're here watching Racecraft TV. We'll be right back after these messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We are back here live at Chicagoland Motor Speedway. Rhett Tucker leads out the field after winning the stage. Chad Coleman sits in second place, followed by Greg Wellen and Justin Michael, your top four. Coming out of the pits, the orders kind of stayed the same. Any big movers after... Nicholas Sockley's actually fell down a few spots, but... after that first pit stop, after that first stage, what was your big takeaway?
Big takeaway, I think, was just seeing how Rhett Tucker, Greg Wellen, how they were able to keep up with a lot of drivers, especially when we saw how Justin Michaels was saving early on in the run. So that's going to be, to me, a big key for when we get into stage 3, is seeing how these drivers are testing different things with the tire, seeing what works, what doesn't work. And we saw a lot there with Tucker and Welling having a really good fight. And then we see Justin Michaels, Nicholas Sacco, Andrew Navarro, which Navarro actually had a really bad pit stop, it looks like, too. So just seeing how some of these drivers are flip-flopping around with strategies, it's really interesting to see what their game strategy is, preparing for stage 3 of where they need to run and gun it, especially for those playoff drivers trying to win this race and lock themselves in.
As pace car comes back for one last time, let's line these puppies up and get them ready to go as they start stage number 2 very soon. As lights go out on the pace car, and let's get it going. Right on board, Rhett Tucker. Now, after that stage number 1, who was the biggest standout performer from there?
I think the biggest standout was Nicholas Sacco. I mean, started 15th and worked his all the way back up in the top 5. Another one I think too is Justin Michaels as well. He was another one that was very impressive, seeing him starting second. But you saw him playing the patient game at the start, seeing what the tires can do with saving, and, I mean, showed a very impressive run there, being able to fight his way back, especially against a lot of these playoff drivers.
Justin Michaels is also a 2019-2020 champion for a different league. I'm not sure which league that is, but congrats on that championship for Justin Michael. Wish he would show which championship league that he was actually in, but the NASRA, always happy to have a few high caliber drivers in here like Justin Michaels. As the lights go off on the pace car pulls off. It's in Rhett Tucker's control, and we're going back to green flag racing here in Chicago. It's a very slow start, very bunched up start. And Navarro, he spun up the tires and he's falling down the field.
Really bad start there, and spinning the tires here is never good at Chicagoland. It's not super aggressive like what Atlanta is, but still, as everyone's still side by side here, and no one is saving right now. And Richard Beasley's giving a heck of a push to Greg Wellen going into 3.
Beasley giving a good push, giving a good show. That tie number 10 car, putting up some good numbers, some good positions, and giving us a great show up there for his sponsors, his supporters, his family, and his friends. And his wife, as he gives a little bit of a slide job to Tucker. And Beasley's giving it to Tucker a lot.
Boy. Yeah, and Tucker repays the favor as well too. And here goes Coleman. Coleman on the inside. Someone just disappeared there further back, but I believe they reappeared.
Hopefully they reappear. Coleman puts in the fastest lap of the race, 29.99. Our first sub 30 lap of today. Not even the pole sitter got into the 29s.
Impressive.
Chad Coleman down the inside of Beasley. The fastest car on the track today.
The fastest car on the track. And look at Beasley was trying to make a run. And here goes Coleman down on the low line. still side by side there with Beasley and Tucker, and boy, Tucker had to check up a bit not to get into to the left rear of Chad Coleman.
Yeah, Tucker definitely wants to be behind Coleman as Jack Little has had Jake Little. Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
This is what happened. Oh my goodness!
Oh!
That was Robert Richards.
Ouch!
This is what happened to Robert Richards. He was up there on the high part of the shot. That's Nathan Rogie on the bottom. And, oh no, Rogie got into Richards. Richards into the wall. And then, bam!
Oh. Ouch. Jeez, that's gonna hurt.
And you see Jake Little still trying to nurse his car back down into the pit lane. And he's able to get that in there, but that's very unfortunate for him. Back up live, up at the front. And it's Wellen, Coleman, Tucker, your top three. And I just got news that Justin Michael is from Loose Lugnuts Racing is their champion. So we got some of the Loose Lugnuts guys in here.
I know of another driver in that series as well. I want to shout out his name, but I know he doesn't run in this league, but
Name drop is on the tip of your tongue.
Well, it's because I race with him a lot in other series, so that's why I'm not sure if I should say it.
Do it.
Because this is
Do it.
Okay. Joe Morganti.
Oh.
So
Get him in the NASRA.
I'll have to send him a message then.
So I've been hearing from a lot of these drivers that they've been enjoying the NRE, the NASRA broadcasts a lot more because of us. Hashtag humble brag. And the way that the series is run. The NASRA guys, they know how to run a series. This league, I've seen no problems at all with how these guys drive and run.
Yeah,
we're looking at the guys up front. Just look at this clean races that we've had so far.
Oh, very clean race. I mean, we've only had, that one big incident, and it was just, I feel bad for Jake Little, and Robert Richards is also in the pits now as well, trying to get that damage fixed. But yeah, that was the only big incident we've had since the green flag has waved. So everyone's been pretty clean up until that point, and it was just a really unfortunate freak accident for Robert Richards and Jake Little, which Jake Little that's going to be a lot of work for them trying to get that car repaired to get it back out on track as well.
Right on board, Fred Tucker sitting in third behind Coleman and Wellen. And the top six are all playoff drivers. Castleberry, Sacco, Beasley, Tucker, Coleman, Wellen, the best of the best. And honestly, everyone in this top six was like a big run into a playoff, into the top Final Four driver. Out of these guys, I can't pick out any four that stand out.
No. Out of these six, two of them are going to be really upset that they did not make it in.
Mm-hmm. And if it comes to the end of this race and it comes to something absolutely crazy, two of these drivers that were for sure going to make it might get kicked out due to a lock-in from a driver that takes a surprise victory, or there might not be any lock-ins if a non-playoff driver wins. I know that bounty in the truck series was claimed. Don't know if they're still doing that in the cup series though.
Yeah, not sure on that, but yeah, that bounty was claimed on week 1 too of all.
When you put an incentive out there, it's gonna give people a lot more money to run for. And speaking of money, as they pass Eric Zimmerman, we would like to announce that the Racecraft TV will be broadcasting the Money League, the Straight Cash Money League. They're hosting a 5-race season. I believe 1 race every month, and those would be every Sunday morning. And those are going to be very, very fun. Drivers going to be racing for cash from qualifying, from stages. Well, not from qualifying halfway through the race. Fastest lap, most positions gained, and, well, the win. And we saw some craziness at Talladega from their truck race, and they liked it so much that they booked an entire season with us here on Racecraft TV. So from Racecraft TV to Taylor Peacock and the Straight Cash Money League, we say thank you. Yeah, it's Taylor. He's a big supporter of this series as well. He runs that Straight Cash Money cars. Tucker and Coleman go side by side. They go up the track. Coleman and Tucker almost getting into each other as they start falling back, as we have a message from Jake Little, quote, "Not how I want to end my debut." And honestly,
Yeah.
I do not, no one wants to end their debut like that, but hopefully Jake, sorry, it's calling you Justin. Hopefully Jake, we see you next time by, and we give you the best of luck for next round, because there's a few more rounds left, 2 more rounds left here in the NASRA NRA Cup Series, and we enjoy having you around. You were good, good showing.
Yep, good showing, and just
I
I
gotta
felt
say,
bad.
I loved his
It
car
was just-
design too.
Yeah, I loved it too. Jake, I felt bad for you. Just worst timing for that to happen, and nothing you could really do there. So, but yeah, we hope to see you next week as well, and try to have a little bit better run, especially with that unfortunate incident happen.
We're looking at Coleman. Coleman now leading this pack for second, as all their battling. This is allowing Wellen to pull away. Coleman now on the inside. Tucker around to the outside. Tucker trying to abuse those tires, swinging around to the outside as they just pass halfway here in stage number 2.
Yep, just passing halfway. And the other thing too, one thing that is going to be noticeable, even though Welland's just proving me wrong right now, is this track, it's very difficult to pull away from anyone, even a group like this. So seeing Welland now already up 0.6 of a second is, oh my goodness, Beasley's scaring me right now. Normally this track is known for the leader not getting away, but Welland's proving me wrong right now.
Well, the reason why he's getting away, I don't know what the heck just happened with my attempt to say a word, but the reason how he got away, everyone's battling for second place, as I think it turned into like a cartoon character at some point.
Yeah, probably is. Side by side, Sacco's getting around Tucker, and look at Beasley now on the inside line trying to get that run. But the exit of the corners here are very difficult, and you just cannot get a run. As here goes Michael, as Justin Michael is giving Tucker a push there, trying to keep Tucker ahead and maybe gain another
got
spot.
a great run going on.
Another
He's
great
going to
run,
try
and
to make
Tucker-
this. Oh, Tucker, though. Whoa. Puts on the block, and Michael, I think Michael's going to give it a little bit of a push.
Yeah, it was a definite push, but ooh, that was
It was fishy.
Yeah, and any more lower by Tucker, and we might have seen our first caution.
Yep. Caution free, and that is amazing here. As how many caution free races have we had so far go past stage 2?
Shoot, I think we've only had maybe 2 altogether, maybe.
I know the Talladega race was very clean.
Yeah, Talladega race was
Till
clean,
the end.
which was shocking. Yeah, which was shocking in general, just seeing how clean it was until it was
Everyone
go time.
after the pit stops had just thrown strategy out the window.
Yep.
It did mix up the field though. That was very
It
cool.
did. Yeah, it mixed it up and saw some moves that we usually never would see, especially when everyone was trying to chase to get into the playoffs. As Michaels looks on the inside, and Justin Michaels not getting the best run there through the inside, but Tucker goes way wide.
Tucker's in the
he
wall.
scrapes the wall.
And look at Beasley.
Makes it. Well, Beasley was thinking about making it 3, but he played better of it, and now he's gonna get a run and follow Justin Michaels around Rat Tucker. And here goes the 27.
Well, Tucker's got
Gabriel
damage.
Elk trying to make a. Oh yeah, there. I see it too. Tucker's not gonna be happy with that.
Yeah, he's going to try to just finish behind this group, piece up that draft, because They pulled out a gap as the top three have pulled away from them. Wellen, Coleman, Sacco, all playoff drivers. And here's what the playoff drivers spread looks like through the field. A lot tighter now. Everybody except for one driver is in the top 10.
Yep, and the only driver that's not in the top 10 is Robert Richards, which he has retired from the race and has taken his car to the hauler alongside Bob Williams and then Jake Little, who we
Okay, it's
just talked
actually
with
two
earlier.
drivers. They're, it's Mark Truxell and Derek Mullins.
Oh, that's... Oh, okay, my bad. I thought Robert Richards was... Wasn't Robert Richards also one of them?
Yeah, Richards is there. He's retired.
I know, but I was just saying, though...
There are three drivers outside the top 10. But
okay.
while we looked at the map, they were kind of merged into one dot.
Ah, that explains it.
Yeah, so we just saw, oh, one dot, okay.
Yeah,
As
that
Wellen
explains
is approaching Eric Zimmerman, who's on that top. Oh, this is going to be very tight. Sacco took a preemptive lower line, and that's really hurt him now as Chad Coleman has given him a good push.
Yeah, it hurt him big time, but at least Zimmerman was playing it safe, and Zimmerman has now surpassed the Jake Little and Robert Richards up to 20th, so still multiple laps down just because of all that damage, and so he's just riding around and hoping for something to happen.
Yeah, Zimmerman, I love his determination of never giving up, always continue driving. Some drivers might not like his consistency on the track, but with the caution that he brings out,
Yeah,
you gotta some bad instances. But the thing is, the dude never gives up, and that's very respectable.
And the whole thing, too, is he's still brand new to these cars as well. He's still very recent to the sim that I'm aware of. I believe he was still new to the sim. That was the other thing as well. Is when he came into this league, I believe he was still the only rookie-rated driver at the time. For safety rating
he just recently got promoted to a C-class driver. So, welcome to the Cup cars.
He's getting there. Yep. So he's getting there.
Yeah.
We're keeping an eye on this battle right now with Michaels. Michaels is playing it a little bit more safer. Burned up his tires a little bit earlier on with how that start of the race was, but we might see him making some ground back up on Nicholas Sacco and Chad Coleman, Coleman's having a really decent run alongside with Sacco. Sacco up 13 spots since the start, so very impressive run for Nicholas Sacco.
Nicholas Sacco on this beautiful 79-degree day here. Sits behind Greg Willen, has moved up throughout the field. 95-degree track temperature. The track has cooled off by 10 degrees since the start of this race. As the day goes on a little bit later, we might be hitting sunset as this race ends as they drive through turn 4.
And when the sunset hits, it's going to be really cool to see the sunset. And the track will change big time at that point.
Sacco is starting to pull out a little bit of time on Wellen, but hey, 5 laps to go on the stage, and it's between these 4 drivers. That one snuck up on us.
That one did sneak up on us because I didn't even realize we were already almost near the end of stage 2. It went by that quick.
Yeah, that's the speed of clean racing. That's what you get here in the NASRA outside of Dover.
As these guys are starting to turn it up a little now as we're coming up to get ready to complete
Sacco
lap 76.
pokes his nose down low, forces Wellen up high, and look at Justin Michael lunging it down to 4. Jumps up into 3rd, but around the outside, here comes Coleman. These 4 getting it on as they have 4 laps to go as they start lap 77. Sacco, Wellen, Michael, Coleman, your top 4.
Justin gets a little loose as well. Justin got a little loose. He slides back up, gets in front of Chad Coleman as well. Coleman trying to make a move and knowing this is a championship points on the line as well. just not able to make it work as Greg Welland now already losing a few spots, taking the defensive line and heading down on the apron as Richard Beasley in the background too is closing in.
Late move by Coleman, dives down low, picks off that move from Michael, forces Michael up high. Michael not giving a lot of room. He's going to almost get into the wall right there.
Probably paper thin from hitting the wall. It was that close.
It was very close as we watch from the Buddy Project of Nicholas Sacco as he takes him 2 to go past the line. Brady LaBeouf is in the pit lane, and the elbows are out from Coleman as he doesn't take to the triangle and keeps Coleman up there, trying to upset his rhythm. It's a race between Welland and Sacco now.
Yeah, it's a race between Welland and Sacco. It's Justin Michael and Chad Coleman still duking it out. Coleman fighting hard to get that extra stage point he needs, especially to get a good run here in the championship. And he's just barely gonna hold him out. Diving down on the apron, just not enough room though. Crosses the line as we're on the green-white checkered.
The white checker. White checkered.
Yeah, white checkered.
White
my
and
bad.
green. White
Coleman
flag is out for
still
stage 2.
Coleman's still able to hang on to it though. Heading into 3. Coleman's gonna try to send it down low. Here comes Gabriel Ellison on the inside line, trying to make a move. Coleman just barely getting a run. Not gonna be enough. Here goes Ellison on the inside.
It's not gonna be. It's gonna be. Oh, Michael by a nose. As the caution comes out, Nicholas Sacco wins stage number 2. And your point scores are Sacco, Welland, Michael, Coleman, Ellison, Beasley, Kendall, Fulton, Tucker, and Oxidine score the points this time as LaBeouf and Navarro went into the pit lane that time by.
And Brady is still in the pits too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's been in there now for 2 minutes now. That's not good. I wonder if he's got some damage or something.
We're looking at him right now. It's just a straight entry to the pit lane. Do we see any damage on his car?
No.
Up front right.
Oh, yeah. He had to hit it a good whaling then.
Yeah, he's not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
We're back live. You're here watching the NRE Power Systems Cup Series. It's round 3 of the playoffs, the first round of the round of 10. Nicholas Sacco takes stage number 2 as they go into the pit lane and get ready for 100 laps here at Chicagoland and end out round number 3 with a bang. You're here watching Racecraft TV. We'll be right back after these messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
At Marconi Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We are back here live at Chicagoland Motor Speedway. Greg Wellen is lined up at first spot with Nicholas Sacco right behind. Michael Coleman Ellison, your top 5 as they are getting ready to start stage number 3. And during the break, we learned of a sad passing from a great short track racer. A true pioneer in American racing, Todd Gibson, passed away today. Thanks to his efforts. Super modifieds are what they are today. Godspeed, you magnificent mad lad. Thank you, Todd.
Yep, I know a lot of the some of the modified drivers that I have talked with at New Smyrna Speedway. I know their thoughts and prayers are going to be with them as well as with the rest of the Gibson family. I know I'm going to be up on Facebook seeing some of their comments and stuff as well. I mean, New Smyrna Speedway has always been also one of those greatest points for, if most of you know about short track racing and World Series of Asphalt, we've had so many different drivers from all the way down to the modified, super modifieds. So World Series of Asphalt's always big, as well as the World of Outlaws over at Volusia. So I know the state of Florida is definitely going to be, a lot of their drivers from the state of Florida are going to be doing some tributes fairly soon, especially as of for Red Eye as well. I know there'll probably be a few for them as well.
We really need a modified league here.
I agree.
Well, if any of you guys are in a modified league, tell them to go to racecrafttv.com and try to talk them into it.
Yep.
And a dirt league too.
Absolutely, the dirt league as pace car takes off, and stage 3 is underway.
Ooh, early start by Wellen.
Gone. And Greg Wellen's like, "See you guys, I'm out of here."
Hi guys, going away. Wellen, great start, and there's Michael forcing his way up in a second. Immediately, that Camry's on the charge, trying to chase down that Chevy up out front.
And these guys are, all of them realizing, like, wait a minute, Greg's leaving us, we better catch up, and now everyone's on the charge, and you can hear Wellen not getting off the throttle at all this entire lap.
Let's try to hear the first lift.
Nope, that was not a lift.
Never lifted.
Still not a lift. Whew, man. My goodness.
There's the lift.
There is a lift. So literally almost two whole laps, 2.5 laps. He went full throttle, never lifting. Woo!
Fastest lap of the race. Ryan Kendall.
Oh my!
20...
Richard Beasley.
Richard Beasley sniped it. 29.92. Richard Beasley. What can we say? New track record? Because it sure seems
right?
like it.
Oh my goodness. And he's going to try to force it 3 wide there for a second on Nicholas Sacco.
Sacco was up there in third. Beasley's got that position. Look at the 4 of Oxidine on Kendall.
Oxidine forced Kendall out of the way, and here comes Beasley now on Gabriel Ellison now. Yeah, Richard Beasley on the inside, heading into 3, trying to get a run on Gabriel Ellison. Doesn't dive it down either. And he makes it work.
Shaka, Laka, Beasley up in a second. Where's Red Tucker?
And oh yeah, he's down in 15th.
What's happened to Tucker?
No idea.
Well, that damage is pit stop.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he sat in the pits getting that damage. He's got 27 seconds of pit time. Wow. Meanwhile, back up front, this battle's getting interesting now. Gabriel Ellison having to try to charge his way back, but even further back, look at Mark Truxell in the mix. Clinton Castleberry, Ryan Kendall getting absolutely swamped right now, too.
We saw Mark Truxell all the way at the back of the grid, just tailing the entire end of the race, end of the guys at the last car on the lead lap, basically. And, well, this was his strategy all along. Wait towards the final stage and then make your move. Truxell's up into 7th. He's going for that win.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He needs this win. I mean, back at the start of the race, we were talking about he needed to make a huge gap up. As looking back at the points now, you can see Mark Truxell in 9th, and he only had 4 bonus points the entire season up to this point. So he's in must-win territory right now.
Makes a move
just
on
to make it
Oxidine.
in, and that moves him up to 6th place currently. And here's Nicholas Sacco trying to make a run on him, but yeah, this is a must-win for Mark Truxell.
Must win or a very fantastic finish. He didn't have the best finishes in the stage, so it's not going to get the best stage points, but the ending positions pay out more than the stage points.
Yep, and that's what he needs. He needs to have a good finish, but that win. Ooh,
Oxidine held that round the outside.
wow.
Is that outside line looking a little bit, to quote his car,
Might
freaking
be.
fast.
Yeah, the outside might be starting to get some grip too. As here goes Truxell on the outside, but Nicholas Sacco just
Truxell's got a run. Truxell
Yeah,
has a
and
run though.
Yep, and Truxell holding that outside. Oh, got a little loose. Got even looser, sliding up the track.
Get low, get low, get low, get
And-
low.
Yeah, as Derek Fulton now just dives it down low, and Truxell just holding that middle line and lost a lot of time there as well.
Back at Rhett Tucker. It is down to 15th in one spot. He's up into 12th. And he's now up past his teammate into 11th.
And that didn't take long at all, as Tucker's up to 11th, trying to work Ryan Kendall now, trying to get up to 10th place. And
Still rocking some damage though.
oh yeah, it's gonna be a long fight for Tucker. I mean, this is pretty much just salvage mode for Tucker. He needs to salvage whatever he can to stay in 4th place in the championship or higher.
Well, he went back to racing on lap 84. 100 laps to go. When are we expecting these guys headed to the pits?
Since we started on lap 80, I think these guys are going to try to split it right down the middle, 50 and 50. Because I think a full tank of fuel, these guys, especially some of the guys that are saving, I think they can make it to 50 laps. I think it's a one stop.
110?
Yeah.
Gonna say lap 110?
110 might 110 might be risking it though. That's
120.
70 laps.
Oh, no, 130. Yeah,
Yeah,
130. I'm bad at
130. Yeah, I'd say
So
about
120
lap
to
130.
130 or 135. Yeah, 125 to
120 's gonna
135.
Yeah, 120 is gonna be like huge risk. I don't think anyone's gonna try to risk a 2-stop here. I mean, especially with how these tires are lasting throughout. I mean, how they lasted throughout the run on both stages from lap 1 to lap 40, and then what we saw was stage 2. So these guys are gonna just go for the long run and try to win on a 1-stop.
As Truxell still favoring that outside line. Fulton's down low on him. Truxell trying some very peculiar lines out there. Just trying to see if he can get some other advantage to get ahead of Nicholas Sacco, who is ahead of him. As they all dive down low right there.
Yeah, everyone dove down low. They're just trying to keep positions as best they can, and it's just more dice rolling right now. As Truxel, as actually Zimmerman back in the pits again.
As
And here goes.
Ellison is under fire from Michael. Michael for second place.
I have to say, Justin Michaels is impressing me right now.
Yes, this is how you debut. This is how you put up everyone on notice saying, hey, next season, watch out.
Without a doubt.
And now we got our leader, a chase group, and a peloton right behind him. Little Tour de France wording in here.
Yep. I've watched it I've watched it every year. It's definitely a peloton with how these guys are running. Oh, we might be going 3 wide here. Oxidine.
They are technically 3 wide. Technically, that's 3 wide.
Yeah,
Hello, Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker's trying to
He's
stay in
10th
this
now.
mix.
He's after the points.
Yeah, he's actually past Mark Truxel.
Yep, Tucker into the top 10, right behind Kendall. As you can still see the leader ahead of you. As here's Beasley up high, Tucker down low, Tucker up into 9th.
And Kendall's giving a good fight with Chad Oxidine still too.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a party up in front of him. Kendall down low, Oxidine up high. This is where Tucker just needs to relax and kick his feet back just slightly and take in the moment. But knowing Rhett Tucker, he doesn't like waiting.
No, never has and probably never will.
Which is why he's already down low on Oxidine right now. Across the line they go. Tucker and Oxidine side by side. Entering turn 1,
And
Tucker.
Oh, maybe not.
And Oxidine and Tucker still side by side. I pull out my best Yakko Warner.
It was close.
And there he goes.
Yep.
Tucker takes it.
Didn't take long there. And
Beasley
Navarro,
also got it as well. Oh,
Navarro's
Beasley.
coming on. Navarro's on the inside line too, trying to get around Chad Oxidine, and he clears it easily.
Very nicely done. Very clean. Navarro almost into the wall. Right in front of Oxidine. It comes back down.
Right in front too. That could have been disastrous.
There's Oxidine down low. Navarro stays up high. And they continue battling for 10th spot.
Continuing battling for 10th spot and just trying to find opportunities to make some groundwork, and it's just looks like it's kind of at a stalemate. Oh, Navarro's little slide.
Oxidine's in the wall.
Scrapes the wall.
You see everybody when they hit the wall, everyone dives down low. And look who's diving down low. That's Mark Truxel. He's trying to break into the top 10.
Yeah, Truxel's trying to break into the top 10. And I don't know. Maybe Truxel might have to make a gamble here and maybe go for a 2-stop, because it's probably be one of the only ways he might have a chance of winning and making it in right now, because the way these guys are running, they are pulling away from Truxel.
Now let's see the field spread. Everyone's still relatively in the same pack. But the main playoff contenders, we only have 5 now. And no, we only have 4 now in the top 5. Wellen, Coleman, Ellison, Sacco. Then there's a small gap to them. And then it gets picked up by Tucker, Beasley, Mullins, Truxel, and Castleberry. As here comes Ellison on Coleman.
And Ellison making a little bit of a dive, but making it consistent and clean as well. Slides up the track a little, but gives room, and Ellison gonna take the spot at the line, but doesn't have the momentum, and Coleman's gonna be able to stay side by side with him.
Still going side by side. And this is what kills tires, and this is what creates gaps. And Wellen wants to see this, because if this stays green, pit stops are going to play so much of an important key factor.
Oh yeah, pit stops are going to be the make or break for this. That's why I've been curious on what Truxell's thinking, because I mean, if these guys are still going to be fighting it out like this, I would
Ooh,
take an
Sacco.
opportunity. Oh yeah, that was close. I would take an opportunity, maybe do a risk doing a two stopper and pitting twice, and just try to make a risk and hope if it stays green the entire way, maybe that two stop and have fresher tires and try to fight your way back up to the front.
I don't see anywhere that would ever work. I don't see it working. Because you would have to get your lap back.
Well, yeah, but no, it'll be interesting. So
Now, if this was a full-on 500-mile race, that could work.
Yeah. No,
that's because they are
that's true.
multi-stopping. But if this didn't have stage racing, oh man, I can tell you, it's gonna get absolutely crazy.
Oh, without a doubt.
And 3 wide behind him, Derek Fulton caught up behind Rhett Tucker and Ryan Kendall, who are still battling it out. Fulton getting almost into the back of Tucker.
And Tucker's able to hang on there, but look at Derek Fulton right now. Fulton up to 8th, and he's one of the non-playoff drivers too, so very impressive run for Derek Fulton.
Look at some of the best times. Ran Chad Coleman with that 29.99. And then Richard Beasley in 9th place with that 29.92. Which is nutty.
And further up too, notice Gabriel Ellison having a good fight with Nicholas Sacco. And Sacco just barely hanging on ahead right
Still
now.
side by
Gabriel
side.
Ellison, and whoa.
It was a very
Sacco.
aggressive move up the track.
Yeah. These guys are having a really good, decent battle here. As we're working lap 114. Still a lot of time left to go in this race. Should be starting pretty soon. Should be starting to hit that pit window, and things are going to really start to escalate here when pit windows start to happen.
Sacco looking back at the pack from 3rd and down all the way to 8th. These drivers trying to stay it, and we have our first driver into the pit lane. That would be the money man, Taylor Peacock.
So that's a very early
115.
I think that two stop strategy call might be in play.
Or he might be thinking big brain that these guys might get into an incident.
That too.
Peacock, not a playoff driver, so he has nothing to lose. Speaking of nothing to lose, Justin Michael on his debut on Greg Wellen, one of the top championship drivers. Michael down low. Michael into the lead.
Impressive run by Justin Michael, and back up to the point.
Yeah, Michael doing everything he needs to do, as Sacco and Elson pulling away from the rest of from that pack as well. And caution is out. Rhett Tucker is involved. Tucker and Kendall.
Boy, that was not good.
Oh, Kendall into the wall, and he collects Rhett Tucker. Rhett Tucker, big hit right there.
Man, that was not what Rhett Tucker needed.
It's right on board with Rhett Tucker leading up to this moment.
Really good run here on Derek.
And this
Fulton.
pit stop is going to be just edge length to making it to the end. So strategy is going to be in the air, and if you could save the best fuel, there's Kendall, gets into the wall, and the Tucker. No. Oh.
Nothing he can do.
Heartbreak. And that car is torn up. He's going to be struggling into the pit lane. But as we enter the pits on lap 118, do you think they can make it to the end?
No. I don't think they... I mean, even when we get back to green at like lap 120, 121, that's still 60, 59 laps. That's a long time for these tires, especially at speed, lifting only a little. So
Just about fuel.
I don't think so. Fuel's going to be very tight, but tires aren't going to last.
Well, as we look at the pit crews doing their job, who's going to be winning this race off pit road? Michael or Wellen? It's going to be Wellen!
Wow.
Wellen by a car length. As third caution is out. About 60 laps remain here in Chicagoland. Can these drivers make it to the end of... Can these drivers make it to the end of the race here, or is another pit stop looming in the future? You're here watching the NRE Power Systems Cup Series playoffs here in Chicagoland. Here on Racecraft TV. We'll be right back after these messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian Builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. As we come back live, we have drivers just exiting pit road again. Chad Coleman, Mullins, Sneed, and Critchley. These guys topping off the fuel. I believe, or they believe, that they can make it to the very end of this race on that full fuel tank. So, if this stays green, it's going to get very, very wild. And I feel like with at least 30 laps to go, we might see a few guys being like, I don't know if I can make it to the end, and go in for a splash and dash and start that cycle of craziness. Maybe 15 laps ago, it's going to get even more crazy. 10 laps ago, we're going to start seeing cars just drop off like flies. We're going to find out what's going to happen. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going back to green flag racing. 60 laps remain here in Chicagoland. Let's get it underway. Let's go back to racing. And once again, Wellen, pedal to the metal, foot to the floor, out into the lead.
And it didn't take long at all, as these guys have already separated so quickly as well.
Well, when fuel saving is the name of the game, passing doesn't seem like such a priority. But up at front, I feel like they're going to continue passing. Look at Richard Beasley around the outside.
I think there's a lot of grip on that middle lane now. Oh my goodness.
Sacco put up a little bit of a yellow flag right there. Beasley got very loose heading down to the tri-oval. Now Beasley's down low on Sacco.
Beasley down on Sacco. Sacco's not having any of it. Fulton's looking now on the inside. We might have some three-wide battle here, or at least side-by-side action, as Justin Michaels is playing patience. Gabriel Ellison taking it down on the low side of Fulton now, as these guys are scrapping it right now.
Yeah, the top 6. Absolutely no holds barred. And oh my goodness, Money Man Taylor Peacock. 29-7-8.
Good God almighty.
29-7-8. You think they're your fuel savior? They were starting with fuel savior in their mind. They ain't.
No, they ain't.
Also, Andrew Navarro put in a 29.91 that last time by. Mark Truxell 29.93.
Oh my goodness. I think some of these guys are just pushing the car so much right now so they can stay in the draft and then just play fuel save afterwards.
Hey, you gotta push at the start of these restarts, and when everything thins out and calms down to its habit, that's when you start focusing on the fuel save. The thing is, if you continue racing like this, it's never going to calm down.
No. Not at all.
Look at this field just pounding it through there.
Yeah. It's Andrew Navarro looking on the inside of Justin Michaels. Michaels is the one that's trying to play it safe right now from what it looks like.
Navarro gets ahead of Fulton and Michael. Fulton staying with Navarro. And Navarro now up into 5th. And Navarro has some fans in the chat. A certain Peyton Howell says, let's go Navarro. Kurt and Derek.
Navarro right now got a little bit of a gap, so he's able to go a little bit quicker if he wants to. Get that draft off of Gabriel Ellison right now as well. As here goes Derek Fulton looking as we're 3 wide further back.
Brett Tucker making it 3 wide. He's not going to let any damage to his car hold him down. Tucker's up into 9th.
Tucker's up to 9th, and Tucker is pushing the ever-living out of the car. Just doing what he can, trying to make up as many spots as he can, salvage whatever he can do, as Truxell goes way wide coming out of 4.
Truxell's been getting a little bit looser and looser each time by, and it's just not helping him turn into these corners, and Tucker needs to make some adjustments to that car because it is not working, as I feel like the sun's starting to set.
Yeah, I think the sun's starting to set too. Looking at the timing right now, it is currently 5:17 right now, and sunset should be starting to fall pretty soon.
See some orange starting to form up in the crowd. Right on board, Nicholas Sacco chasing down Beasley and Welland. Look at our track map of our playoff drivers, where are they at? We have some that have a little tribe going on. That's Derek Mullins leading that little group. And these are the guys that did that very late pit stop on the pit exit. These guys are going to try to be the ones to watch, see if they can pull an Alexander Rossi and coast their way to the victory.
And going to try to coast their way to the victory. It's going to be very interesting, though, to see what happens, because there's going to be a lot of strategy involved. There goes Ellison now on the inside of Nicholas Sacco, and Andrew Navarro not that far behind as well.
They end out 131 at start 132. 50 laps to go. So with 16 to go, do you think we're going to start seeing pit stops on with 30 to go in 20 laps?
I think so. especially with how hard these guys are pushing. They'll want fresh tires. I would not be surprised if you see them pitting, seeing what we were seeing earlier with some of the guys not pushing as hard, trying to maximize the fuel saving. I would not be surprised.
You think we might see some just fuel and dashers, and maybe because fuel mileage is the one that we're mostly concerned about here. Chicagoland is a track where you do lift off on, unless you're well and at the start.
We could see some dash and splashes. Also, too, I think we might even see some 2 tires on the right side because running the fixed series last week, because the fixed series was actually here. The official fixed series for iRacing was here last week, and seeing how they've been running, it's been the right side tires have really been wearing out a lot quicker than the left, and so you can definitely take a gamble on taking right side tires, as the left sides won't be too much worn when you put those new sets of rights on.
As Wellen leads out the field, and now they've all spread out now down into that single line formation. We might start seeing a few drivers near the back of this grid start focusing more on fuel saving than getting up their positions, because they've naturally fallen into that area. As soon as I said that, it looks like Saka is going to try for a move.
Saka thought about a move, but it looks like he's now going to just bide his time now again, as he got Zimmerman back into the pits again.
And Zimmerman's not been having a good day, but he's kept his chin high and he's kept going on. He's currently sitting in 19th.
Well, good on him, though, for getting up to 19th and just keep putting him away. And who knows, maybe if some more accidents happen, he might be able to gain some more positions.
As the top 6 pull out a good gap, 8th and back, led by Tucker, trying to catch up to this group and the Rhett Tucker group. Well, they have Rhett Tucker leading, but look at Tucker's car compared to Truxell.
Yeah, it's fuel save, I think. And there's no way that Tucker's going to be able to make a run. Oh my goodness.
Truxell. He knows Tucker doesn't have the top end speed. He's got the engine damage and that front nose damage. He definitely did not want that on your Cup car. Truxell dives down low. He gets up in the 8th.
Yeah, Truxell. Only thing Tucker can do is just stay behind someone, because that right front damage is just showing its cards there when he's out of the draft.
This group, well, Truxell, he's pulling away as Tucker. You can just see the speed difference between Tucker and Truxell, of a car with no nose damage and a car with nose damage. And when they start doing tire management, Tucker does not have the speed as, whoa, that was a switchback.
Clayton Castleberry went. I mean, he got sideways.
Oxidized.
Well, no, Castleberry as well. I saw Clayton Castleberry get sideways, too.
Easily falling down the order as he gets stuck on top. Ellison, Sacco, Fulton all down low. It looks like Navarro's going to try to get that number 10 spot.
Yeah, as it looks like Fulton now is going to work his way around and going to make it clean. And here goes Andrew Navarro now looking as well on the inside.
40 laps to go. This is where we know for sure that the drivers have fuel enough to make it into the pits to the end of the race. If they stopped on lap 40, they are good.
Yep.
If they stop from now on, we know that they're good. We don't know on how much more fuel they could have taken. How much more they could have gone on. So that's the real question here.
Yeah, that's where it's the biggest question. They've currently ran about just whoa. Oh my goodness.
Navarro and Fulton got very loose right there. And this is where those tires are going to start falling off.
Yeah, tire fall off indeed, and Beasley's trying to make a run back on Navarro. So we're watching Derek Fulton's now on board. There goes Beasley trying to make a run on the inside, and ooh, get a little touchy on the apron. Oh my goodness.
Almost touched. Beasley goes high right in front of Justin Michael. And they're going to go 3-1 off the exit. Almost touching off the exit. Beasley checking up hard, not wanting to be the center cause of that incident. The center focus of that incident, not the cause. Beasley falls down to 7th, and I feel like he's going to stay down there and breathe heavily.
Yeah, I don't blame him there.
It's Wellen, Ellison, Sacco, your top 3 leading out this field. And out of these 3, who do you think is the best feeling?
I think it might be Sacco. Sacco's been running a little bit more conservative. I mean, Justin Michaels, but Michaels has been in a big fight right now too. So I think Sacco and Justin Michaels are going to be the 2 that are feeling comfortable right now.
I love how I said out of these 3, you pulled in a driver as a 4th.
Okay, well, sorry. It's just my opinion. Out of the top 3, it's Sacco. But then my other pick is Justin Michaels. He's been feeling really confident as well lately too, and I think he might have a shot.
I'm gonna go with Ellison. Ellison's been very quiet.
He has, and that's a scary sign as well, seeing him quiet.
Ellison, I feel like, is going to be looking for that fuel save win because he hasn't made a move for the lead at all.
No, and that's the other thing too.
As Taylor Peacock has went into the pits, was the first car to go into the pit lane. None of our top drivers yet have gone to the pit lane yet. And we saw Peacock being the first one to go into the pit lane. Then a caution came out, so it's definitely not going his way. And we now know that Peacock didn't trust his fuel mileage from there.
Nope. And
here goes Sacco for the lead. On Wellen, like
makes
butter.
It clean.
Like butter. Get a butter on toast is amazing. Hope you guys had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I want to know what type of turkeys y'all had during their break. I know I had some nice Texan turkey. I know Rhett Tucker was having deep fried turkey. Tyler, what'd you have?
I think it was just I went over to my girlfriend's to their family's house, and I think they had all kinds of stuff. They had just regular frozen turkey, and then I don't know how they cooked it. I know they probably cooked it the old-fashioned way in the oven, everything, not the deep fried like Tucker does and everything else. But I think it was just more like old school, but it was very, very good.
Texan turkey is just like old school turkey, but you do have guns.
Why am I not surprised? I mean, that's your guys' typical way. So
pretty much.
I mean, at least it's better than Arizona, where we just we sit it out on the middle of the road and just let the sun take over.
That's our eggs and bacon right there. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all had. Taylor Peacock's had an issue. Taylor Peacock's off the track.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Definitely a rough night for him.
I think there's contact. Oh.
Big hit.
Heavy hit. Good recovery, though.
Yeah. Kept it clean. Still green.
Still green and still running a little bit lean with these guys. Oh, and that strategy just looms overhead. Who is going to go first? Who's going to light off the match? Who's going to go into the pits first? As Michael and Ellison are going to go side by side.
I mean, it's impressive. Right now, this is lap 152.
This is
We've
where
got
we said that we're going to
30
start seeing people go into the pits.
Yeah, we've got, what, 20, 30, 29 laps
28.
left, roughly? Yeah. So, I mean, 28 laps left, and we know everyone pitted on lap 118, 119, and 120. So, I mean, there's a lot at stake right now. I still can't believe that some of these guys think they can make it 60 laps.
It's going to be very, very close with a few of these drivers. I know one driver, Mark Truxell, he's all the way on his own. He doesn't have anyone in front of him or behind him, so he's thinking all about strategy right now.
Yeah,
everybody in this group is all thinking strategy. Nicholas Sacco all on his own.
Yeah, seeing these guys like all by himself. I mean, they're thinking strategy, but I mean, Sacco knows he's got a big gap right now, and with Justin Michaels ahead of.
Can't do anything about the draft. It's all about lifting for him entire management to keep that grip.
Oh my goodness!
Well, he looked in on the send, decided not to go for it.
Oh, Michael
very close to that curved back straight.
Yeah, Justin Michaels, man, making it scary up there right now.
Yeah, and this is one of the only ovals where it has a curved back straight to make it very, very difficult to judge your exits on. I know my local oval, one of my 2 local ovals before they were just both bulldozed over, had a little extension put in on the back straight where they they extended the back straight wall to allow the exits to be a lot more fast. And so that they wouldn't have any more cars flipping over the catch fence and massive crashes.
Yeah. Because that was wild enough.
Yeah, they extended the road by like 4 feet. And in the satellite video, you can definitely see that the track was just, they put down 4 extra feet of track on the outside and then put a new wall there.
Yeah.
It just juts out.
Yeah. That's why I'm like really curious to see, talking this into real life terms as well. I'm curious to see what the improvements are that New Smyrna had. Because back in early October, roughly, right around close to Halloween time, like the week before, we had a big enduro. I had one of our ground pounders from the late, which is our vintage cars from many different eras. We had one of our best drivers had a really scary accident.
Ooh, Fulton!
Ricocheting. Oh, Fulton! Oh my goodness, what a save by Fulton though.
Tap the wall.
Yep, tap the wall too.
Damage.
Heck of a save. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, question marks gonna be when is Fulton gonna come in?
I feel like Fulton. You almost into the wall again. Fulton. If anyone's going to go into the pit first, it's probably going to be Fulton.
Yep. But yeah, back to the stuff with New Smyrna Speedway. We had one of our best ground pounder racers who was running like an early 2000s modified that used to run in the Wheeling Series. Hit the exit of turn 2, got throttle stuck, spun around, and we had this little ramp of dirt at the time. Hit that dirt backwards, ramped up, destroyed a portion of the concrete wall that we have on the inside, flew up in the air, took out the catch fence, and then smashed driver's side into one of our track light poles. A very scary situation, but walked away clean. Cars almost fully repaired from what I've heard.
Mark Truxell, first car into the pit lane.
Called it. So, pit stops are going to start happening soon, and we're going to see who can make it and who cannot.
Well, with 21 to go, Truxell folded first. He's going to go and try to fill up the tank as fast as he can, as the leaders are still staying out. Last went into the pits on lap 118. Who has the fuel to make it to the end with 20 to go of 180 laps? Let's actually bring up our pit strategy length And they've been going for 42 laps so far.
Oh my God. At this point right now, it's splash and go. You have to have splash and go. I mean, you could do 2 right side tires quick, but I don't know.
They just did their farthest stint length of 43 laps now.
Yep, and Mark Truxell did 4 tires. His pit stop was 14.5 seconds. So if you see some of these drivers that do come in, they take 4. If they take 4 tires, we'll know by the amount of time in the pit box.
Well, we're gonna see Truxell being the speed demon of the group, as he's gonna try to put down some lap times to catch up throughout the field. He currently sits in 17th, the lap down. As Sacco and Michael go side by side heading into turn 1. 44 laps on these tires.
It's amazing what these guys are doing.
44 laps on this fuel tank, I must keep saying. That's a fuel mileage game. Tires are burned, chewed up, dead, and everything.
Yeah,
So,
tires are gone.
yeah, everyone's tires are gone, but it's all about that fuel mileage. 45 laps.
Thing is, too, is gotta keep an eye on Mark Truxell. Mark Truxell should be catching up to these guys pretty soon. He is right now 48 seconds behind the leaders, from what it says. He is a lap down, but he might be. It'll be interesting to see how quickly he closes up on the leaders with this fresh tires. And Justin Michaels is impressing.
Michael takes the lead, and well, going to try to extend his gap to the rest of the field.
Ellison makes a look. Ellison's making a look, and nothing working there right now. These guys just playing it safe. Truxell now gaining some time.
Well, he just passed an entire group.
Yeah, and he clocked in at a second quicker than Justin Michael. Last lap time for Justin Michael was a 31.3. Truxell ran a 30.6. So he's trying to save some tire, but being aggressive at the same time.
He had to pass 4 cars through that lap. Looking at our top 3 still with 15 to go. Michael, Sacco, Ellison. Do they have the fuel to make it these 15 more laps? They're into the area where they don't know if they have enough to finish this race. Or are they waiting for a ghost yellow to take them to the promised land? Which one of these 3 drivers is going to take the Chicago checkered flag here in the 3rd round of the playoffs here in the NRE Power Systems Cup Series? Could it be Michael to do the dream debut, take the win on his debut? Or could it be Sacco and Ellison to write their names and become the first of the championship 4 to be battling out for this season's championship?
And honestly, if I was Gabriel Ellison and Nicholas Sacco, I would be staying behind Michaels and just save as much fuel as you can and hope and cross your fingers, do whatever you got to do, and hope that Justin Michaels runs out of fuel.
I feel like we might see some tactical bump drafting from somebody.
I would not be surprised.
But yeah, these top 3,
We're
getting very less aggressive, but last laps by these guys do very well. Everyone's running into 31.5s.
Yep. As we're closing in on 11 to go, coming to the line.
Oh
we got a little battle further on as Truxell gets around
Tucker.
Kendall and Rhett Tucker.
Yeah, he's in just past There's Tucker. He just passed 11th place on track.
And 11th. So
Closing
I don't think Truxell's going to be able to make them, but I don't
they
think
stay
Truxell's
out,
going to make it.
Truxell won't make them, but if they all have to pit, they will.
Yep.
And
it's going to be a really
Truxell's
interesting
playing this
strategy.
safe. Everyone else is risking it 10 laps to go.
Yep.
Our top 3 staying out. It is the battle of the fuel mileage and the battle of closing your eyes and praying. Come on,
Yeah.
come on. And I feel like now drivers are starting to realize their fuel mileage. Ellison falls back just a little bit. I feel like Ellison just now looked at his gauge and is just barely hitting what's required. And he's just barely under it, and so he's falling back a lot.
Yeah, look how quickly he's falling back. He knows. He's starting to realize, like, oh, wait, we're closer than we thought.
All those times he spent at front is hurting his fuel mileage. And Nicholas Sacco is staying patiently behind Michael.
This is going to get really interesting here as we're coming up a complete lap 172. Working lap 173. 8 laps to go. Who's gonna make? Who's gonna have enough fuel now at this point? I don't think any of these guys are pitting. It's gonna be they're gonna run it until the car starts sputtering. There's no way these guys are coming into the pits now.
And they all went into the pits on lap 118 of 120. Justin Michael started second on the grid. And Nicholas Sacco started at near the back end of the grid, all the way up into second place. Ellison started where he usually does, and they're going to go 3 wide on the back straight.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
And Ellison makes it work. Sasco says, I'm not going to take part of this yet. And this is going to start ramping up quick.
Do you feel the tension? Do you feel the heartbeats rising? Because these drivers certainly do here at Chicago. As the battle for the lead goes 6 to go.
And Justin Michaels is probably thinking to himself, man, I could be the biggest winner in the series to date with having 2 championship drivers behind him. He's like, I could really just spoil the night for both of these drivers fighting for that to lock themselves into the Champ 4s. Here goes Gabriel Ellison on the inside into 1.
Ellison making that calculation on his fuel. He wants to lock himself into the Championship 4 on the non-championship driver, Justin Michael. Ellison, Michael, side by side. Did Ellison make the right calculation for his fuel to be sure that he had enough towards the end? Can Michael hold him off? 5 laps to go. Here comes Sacco on his championship rival round the outside through the tri-oval.
And Ellison with the late move. It's not going to be enough. It's just Michaels makes it work. Ellison's going to slide up and give it to Sacco now on the inside line, heading down towards turn 3, side by side, Sacco and Ellison.
Sacco's got a great run. Sacco dives down low. Nicholas Sacco sits in that hot seat as they enter 3 laps to go here in Chicago.
3 laps to go, and Justin Michaels his heart is beating through his chest right now, knowing he can be spoiler, but the question is, will he have enough fuel?
Michael going defensive. The Loose Lugnuts Racing League champion. Can he start another champion dynasty here in Chicago? 2 laps to go here in the NRE Power Systems Cup Series. Sacco goes low. Sacco goes low. Nicholas Sacco, Justin Michael, side by side for the lead of this race. And Michael holds him off on the back straight. Rhett Tucker runs out of fuel. Tucker is out of fuel. Tucker goes into the pit lane. They're 3 wide heading into 4. Nicholas Sacco gets into Michael. Michael drifted in on the top lane. White flag is in the air.
Gabriel Ellison took it over. There was some net code, it looked like, between Nicholas Sacco and Gabriel Ellison. Justin Michaels on the inside line trying to get a push and trying to make a move, but it's not going to work because he's sliding up the track.
Ellison takes the lead. Michael and Sacco going way down to the bottom of the track. Sacco looking for a dive on Michael. Ellison, he's in the lead. Ellison has locked it in. Ellison through 4. Sacco's got it into second place. Gabriel Ellison, say hello to the champion 4.
Wow. What a finish.
The fuel mileage game is all up as we see a few cars not able to make it. Fulton out of fuel. Oxidine out of fuel. Ryan Kendall out of fuel. Oh
goodness.
My goodness. Rhett Tucker went into a late pit stop, but all eyes are on Gabriel Ellison, and Ellison's out of fuel. But with no fuel left in the tank, let's see if Ellison can do at least one donut. There he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, burning it down here today and locking himself into the championship 4. Gabriel Ellison. What a finish and what a race we had here today. As let's bring up our race results. Gabriel Ellison locks himself into the championship 4, followed by Nicholas Sacco, Justin Michael, Greg Welland, Richard Beasley, Andrew Navarro, Chad Coleman, Clinton Castleberry, Derek Mullins, Curtis Critchley, Clinton Sneed, Ryan Kendall, Chad Oxidine, Derek Fulton, Mark Truxell, Nathan Rogie, Rhett Tucker, Taylor Peacock in 18th, followed by Zimmerman, Brady LaBeouf, Robert Richards, Jake Little, and Bob Williams. But wow, what a race that we had here, and it's all to play for. At the end was so close until the very end of the race. No one knew he was going to have the fuel to make it to the end, but let's talk about the man who took first. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gabriel Ellison.
Yo, that was wild. That was great. I'm out of fuel right now, by the way, sitting on the start-finish line.
We know.
Yeah, we figured.
We figured.
We were thinking, we were either thinking you were gonna run out Sacco or Michaels. We were trying to figure out if it was gonna be enough.
We were eventually thinking if this was a few laps more, it would turn into a soapbox derby race.
Yeah, I was calculating the fuel watching it, and the way I figured I'm either going to run out really close or I'll make it. So I figured, screw it, just send it, and if I run out, I'll just coast to 3rd because we had a little gap on 4th.
With about 20 laps to go, we saw you drop back and fall a little bit back behind the 2 leaders. Was that you making sure and looking at your calculations that you had enough?
Yeah, a little bit of that, a little bit of tire saving too, because I thought that Sacco had a lot of rubber left because he's really good at tire saving. So I was just doing my best to keep some rubber for the end so I could try to make a pass and fuel also. And I think doing that might have been the difference in running out and not running out. So glad I did that.
Well, Gabe, you took the win and you've locked yourself into the championship 4. How do you feel?
Pretty good, because I don't know, I'm sure you noticed, but I did not grid in time at the beginning of the race. So I started from the pits. So I completely lost points in stage 1. So I had to drive all the way through the field. And the way the stage points worked out, I was thinking I kind of got to win here. I don't think I'll make the final 4. So that was a huge relief to win there.
Well, a huge relief it is. You can breathe that sigh of relief. You can start from the pits all you want to next time as you take the win here in Chicago. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, huge thanks to Michael McKinnon, Brady LaBeouf, Clinton Sneed, all them putting on the series and everything. We got the new 423 racing team here, me and Clinton at Sneed and Mitch Ellison. So I switched over to Toyota, then I won. So I guess it's those cheating Toyotas, you know. And then thanks to you guys for putting the broadcast on. And yeah, thanks to my brother, too. He was spotting there at the end. So that was really helpful.
Well, you brought it all home. Go celebrate in victory lane if you can push your car there. Well, I know you're going to be doing a lot of celebrating tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Gabriel Ellison.
Thank you, guys.
Tyler is standing by with Nicholas Sacco.
Yeah, and I'm with Nicholas Sacco. I mean, man, he was pushing so hard trying to get that win, and I know you had a really wild fight with one of the newcomers of Justin Michaels. What's your feeling with that last 20 laps, doing everything you can with both trying to fuel save and fighting with a newcomer and Ellison trying to get that win?
I mean, I think everyone can agree that was the best race all year. And I'll be honest, I didn't really look at my fuel until the automatic spotter came over the radio and kind of let me know. But when I looked at the laps, it was right. I was right on. I ran out right as I went across the finish line. So, thankfully I wasn't looking, because if I was looking, I don't think I would have been running as hard. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a heck of a run anyways for you. I mean, what happened in the qualifying? We noticed you were way down in 15th, and knowing that that's not your usual Nicholas Sacco way, and so what happened there?
To be honest with you, I got tight in 3 and 4. I just entered the corner too low I only gave myself one lap. I tried getting up to speed on the first lap. So, it was really just driver error, to be honest with you. I wasn't intending to do that, but I mean, it didn't seem to really hurt me in the end.
Absolutely. Well, heck of a run for you, and I know you definitely got some sponsors, especially with the car still looking really nice and clean as it is. I'm gonna hand the floor over to you for your sponsors.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while. I haven't been able to really give a shout out to them, but obviously, iRace Designs, they put that beautiful paint scheme on the car. Obviously, they've done a few others for me in the past. The Buddy Project, they've been with me since day one. So, obviously, with all the holidays coming up, it doesn't hurt to give a little bit. So, obviously, go on to thebuddyproject.org and help some people out. It's a great organization. So, I appreciate it, guys, and obviously, you guys keep on a good show. So. Glad that I think, going to have you back for next season too. So, thanks again.
Well, heck of a run again, Nicholas. Wish you luck for next week, trying to lock yourself in for next week, and we wish you all the luck. So,
yeah, man, I appreciate it. I look forward to it.
Definitely. And Austin, I know you're with the third place of the newcomer that surprised everyone. And I know you're with him right now, with Justin Michaels.
Yeah, I'm standing by with number 87, that 511 Tactical, the Loose Ludnuts champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Justin Michael.
Thanks, guys. It was a good race. I hope you guys had a fun time calling it, because we had a fun time racing it.
Well, Justin, you had a fun time all the way up in the lead of this race. You never looked like you left the top 5 at all. And, well, you had a amazing run, and you were putting on a amazing show up front, and, well, a good reason for some of these guys to be scared of you. Will you be racing in the NASRA next season?
I mean, as of right now, it looks like I probably will. I kind of just discovered this league today, and they let me sign up. I guess I actually missed it by a day, so they were nice enough to let me go ahead and join. And I just kind of want to come in here, see how it is. The racing's really good. Everybody's competitive. Everybody's pretty nice, and I tell you, it's really fun. And we're definitely going to show back up next week, and hopefully next season as well.
So this is basically your calling card, putting everyone on notice, saying, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be challenging for that championship, for that 2021 championship.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll make a run for it, and it'll be fun times. That's for sure.
Well, Justin, you certainly put everyone on notice of that qualifying position, and then finishing in that qualifying position, and then stepping up, getting some good results in the stages, and then a great result at the end of this race with the fuel. Justin, you're new to the series, but anyone you want to thank and shout out?
Just everybody out there watching. My friend Darren, he's out there. He always watches my races. I put on my Facebook, and he says it was one of the best races he's ever seen. So I'm gonna have to to go back and watch the last 10-20 laps myself and see how it was.
We're watching the last lap actually in slow motion right now. That 3 wide through 3 and 4 was absolutely crazy. You got a little bit of a tap from Nicholas Sacco before the white flag came out. What was going through your mind when you saw that contact?
Yeah, he actually apologized for that. I was like, you don't need to. It was just good hard racing, and I think it actually helped me. It turned my car, so as soon as I got sideways, I just floored it, and I was trying to set myself up for a pass and a crossover move for the leader coming out of 4 there, and it didn't work out as well. I had to back off though. I was real short on gas. The last 5 laps, I kind of backed it down a little bit. I had to save some gas there, and I ran out off 4 anyway. So in the end, it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh man.
Well, Justin, thank you. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, just everybody out there watching. Hopefully, it was a good race, and yeah, just you guys for calling a good race, and it's a really good league, and I appreciate you guys having me, and we'll be back.
All right, Justin Michael putting out a little warning for the rest of the guys in 2021. Trying to take a win before the season ends. Tyler, any closing words?
Heck of a race. I mean, we only had, I don't even think we had a caution, really. I mean, well, we did have one caution, but I mean, that was a lot of really great racing throughout the entire field, and then the awesome battle we had near the end, coming down to fuel strategy. So we're really impressed with these guys. I'm looking forward to next week, as well. Then next week we'll decide who's the champ for, and we've got one locked in, and man, we were almost close to seeing a newcomer spoil the party, and that would have been really fun to see.
Yeah, we did, and I gotta say, what a crazy race that we saw here today on Racecraft TV for the NRE Power Systems Cup Series. The 3rd round of the playoffs started the championship 10, and now we're starting the hunt for 4. Gabriel Ellison locked himself in, and it is going to be the fight for that last lock spot and the fight for the rest of the 3. Thank you, everybody, for watching here on Racecraft TV for the NRE Power Systems Cup Series. I've been joined by Tyler Vickery. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a fantastic night. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.